Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Jacob, and this is the False Prophet channel where we get Islam destroyed and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, destroyed on a regular basis. Do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get right into today's topic, depending on which time you will be viewing this particular episode. And the topic for tonight is the two idols of Islam. So let's jump right into it. Now, we're going to give them a real swift decapitation. We're not going to keep you long, not going to be long-winded. We're going to try to get this done under 5 minutes. Let's see if I can do it. Now, this is a hadith by Bukhari and Muslim, Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. It's Sahih. It's good. So the Muslims can't say it's not good. It's da'if. It doesn't say that, Brother Jacob. But it doesn't say that, so they can't say any of that. So let's read it. It is narrated on the authority of Amirul Mu'minin Abu Hafs and Umar bin al-Khattab, who said, I heard the messenger of Allah say, actions are judged by motives, so each man will have what he intended. Thus, he whose migration, hijrah, was to Allah and his messenger, his migration is to Allah and his messenger. But he whose migration was for some worldly thing he might gain, or for a wife he might marry, his migration is to that for which he migrated. Now, let's highlight the problem. Boom. There goes the disaster. It says, thus, he whose migration was to Allah and his messenger, his migration is to Allah and his messenger. And then it goes on to say, but he whose migration was for some worldly thing he might gain, or for a wife he might marry, his migration is to that for which he migrated. Now let's break it down. Basically, what this hadith is saying is that some people would migrate for reasons that had nothing to do with worshiping Allah and his messenger. So what Muhammad was saying is that a person's actions are judged by that person's motives. And each person will have what he intended. So it's saying that some people migrated for the wrong intentions. Some people didn't migrate to worship Allah. Some people migrated to find a wife during Hajj, or to sell something to the visitors who make the pilgrimage. So as you see, this hadith is shirk, because let's highlight it again. Let's read it again, and we're going to highlight it again. I heard the messenger of Allah say, actions are judged by motives, so each man will have what he intended. Okay? Thus, he whose migration, hijrah, was to Allah and his messenger, his migration is to Allah and his messenger. Meaning this person or this good Muslim, his purpose was for the right thing, honoring Allah, giving praise to Allah and his messenger. Because in Islam, your good deeds and actions are a form of worship to Allah. But as you see, it conjoined this act of reverence and pilgrimage to Allah with Muhammad. So let's highlight was to. Was to. That's clear as day that this is talking about worship. Like if someone said, my praise was unto God. But here you have it saying, thus he whose migration was to Allah and his messenger, his migration is to Allah and his messenger. It's clear as day. Was to Allah and his messenger. Thus he whose migration, hijrah, was to Allah and his messenger. That is shirk. Then it says, his migration is to Allah and his messenger. So that means when the Muslims make pilgrimage, they're not doing this deed unto Allah. They can't say, my pilgrimage was unto Allah. No, they have to include Muhammad. Was to Allah and his messenger. So this is shirk. And this is 100% proof that Muslims worship a man. But they'll be so quick to say to Christians that we are man worshipers. No matter how much we explain to them that Jesus was God who came in the flesh, they don't care. I mean, so they can't say that to us in mockery because we got them busted now. Because it says clear as day, and hijrah is a form of worship. It's a good deed. But they are doing it not just to Allah. Thus he whose migration was to Allah and his messenger. So this gets the Muslims busted. 8 minutes. Oh, I went over 5 minutes. I didn't mean to. But this get the Muslims busted. It's no way out of this. This is clear as day, people. It's over. I want everybody to, as a matter of fact, I'm going to leave the link to this hadith. So next time you in debates with Muslims and they bring up man worshiper, you show them this. And here's another thing. Last time I checked, Muhammad was dead. The last time I checked Muslims, Abdul's, Muhammad was dead. So that means when you do your little pilgrimage, it was to Allah and a dead man. It's over with. This is it. This is the bomb. Close curtains, everybody. This is it. It's nothing they can say. This is total, complete shirk. So I want everybody to study this video, remember the points I made, and use this in your next debate with Muslims. And this is Brother Jacob. And this is the False Prophet channel where we get Islam busted and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, destroyed on a regular basis. Brother Jacob signing out.